I said it's time for a war cry.
It's homecoming season, and that means that more than 100 black institutions will be giving the sights and sounds of black excellence. This time of year, alum return to their alma maters to relive the best days of their lives, and nobody does it quite like a HBCU. But at the Grio, this homecoming season means that we're going to do more than just celebrate black culture. We are calling on black students and educators to come home, to return to the institutions that were created for us, by us.
Breaking news from the Supreme Court. The court has just issued a landmark ruling on affirmative action, officially ending the practice in college admissions processes.
Affirmative action no longer exists, and we are not about to beg for a spot at the PWI. We want the best and the brightest to keep going to HBCUs just like they always have. And together, by amplifying black institutions, we can start an HBCU homecoming movement. Thanks for staying with me tonight on The Grio. I am your host, Mark Lamont Hill. We are excited to bring you special coverage of HBCUs and homecoming season. Tonight and every Friday night during this time, we will be amplifying black institutions. So my first order of business is to give a shout out to Tones of Melanin for this wonderful Grambling Yard t-shirt. This top is part of their new HBCU fall line. To wear your HBCU pride, just head over to tonesofmelanin.com. Now, this company is owned and operated by our sisters. That's right, black women run this business, so be sure to give them your support. HBCUs have so many great things going for them. A major selling point, if you needed one and you shouldn't, is their affordability. According to affordablecollegesonline.org, lower tuition rates at HBCUs help students to limit their borrowing. Even the most expensive tuition at an HBCU is less than the national average for the other schools. By 2021, the U.S. student loan debt reached $1.7 trillion. And guess what? Black students had the bulk of the debt. In fact, black graduates with a bachelor's degree default on their loans 5 times more than their white counterparts. That's because the loans are higher. Some would say maybe they're even predatory. And of course, we have less family wealth. The goal behind investing in your education is to gain skills that will help you develop a career and ultimately build that financial stability and wealth. But if employers don't know you exist, the chance of getting hired, they're pretty slim. And that's where my first guest comes in. Her name is Nicole Tinson, and she is the founder and CEO of HBCU 20 by 20. It's an organization dedicated to connecting companies to students from HBCUs. She joins me now to talk about her organization and how it has evolved into something even bigger called the application. Nicole, it's so good to see you. If it's okay with you, I want to go back to the beginning. You graduated from an HBCU, the great Dillard University. You then got your master's degree from Yale. I mean, you done all the things in all the best places. Was it that experience that made you realize there's a difference between the way this company kind of dealt with students who attended HBCUs versus those who didn't? How does that play in the HBCU 20 by 20?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for hosting me today and providing us with this opportunity to talk about our work. As you alluded to, I did attend Dillard University, one of the best HBCUs. It's in New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm originally from South Central Los Angeles, so I'm a first-generation college student, technically first-generation professional, and I didn't know much about how to navigate college to career. And, you know, I think that that's the biggest barrier. But once I got to Yale, I noticed the ways that companies were very intentional about how they recruited students. It was almost the red carpet, come out, meet recruiters. This is how you get through a case study interview. This is how you get through a behavioral interview. We wanted to ensure that the students were provided with all the resources they needed to be successful. And I realized they never came to my HBCU. A lot of my friends struggled in finding career opportunities, and that's when I realized that there was an access and opportunity gap. So definitely my collegiate experience shed a lot of light on those gaps that exist in ensuring that our community has adequate access to quality opportunities to advance.
Now, what does that look like? How does HBCU 20 by 20 make that happen? How do we create those quality opportunities?
Absolutely. So it actually started off as a campaign to raise awareness about this issue. But since then, it's grown. We have a multitude of programs. So, for example, our fellowship programs are an excellent opportunity and way for students who currently attend HBCUs to get connected directly to companies who are hiring. So in the beginning, when we started, what we heard a lot was, well, we don't think the students are as prepared for the opportunities, and our fellowship programs focus on that professional development piece for the students, in addition to preparing them with mentors, connecting them with the hiring managers to ensure that they have an opportunity to interview for opportunities, and then from there being pipelined directly into internship opportunities or full-time opportunities. So it works in a multitude of ways. We have our mock interview program for students who are who need a little bit more confidence in getting through interviews. So it's really focused on providing students with what they need to actually be successful in the workforce, in addition to making that direct connection that oftentimes when they apply, it kind of goes into a black hole, and we make sure that they're actually seen.
This year, I know you folded HBCU 20 by 20, which is already doing great things, into a bigger umbrella of an organization you call the Application. Why?
For a multitude of reasons. One, what we notice is students who come to our programs typically come their junior or senior year. Oftentimes, that's a little bit too late to start getting ready for your career as soon as you graduate. So a big component is ensuring that students know what they need ahead of time. So, for example, this summer we hosted our Power of Dreams Fellowship Program for incoming first-year students to HBCUs. This provides them with an opportunity to understand a little bit more about what they need to actually navigate all 4 years. But beyond that, on average, the college application is $45. Most students are encouraged to apply to 8 colleges, and not everyone has money to apply to multiple colleges. So the application is opening up the door for students who are in need of support of applying to college, and they'll be able to apply for college for free. And beyond that, continue to receive the resources that we also offer through HBCU 20 by 20.
I love that. You're really extending the pipeline in so many interesting ways. Nicole, before we go, tell us what drives you. You're a young woman from South Central LA. You're an HBCU grad. I feel like this work is not just professional for you, it's personal. What makes you want to do it?
Honestly, I always said that I wanted to make a difference. In the beginning, I thought I wanted to be an elected official. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't going to be the first African-American woman Speaker of the House. And then I interned on the Hill and was like, I don't want to be on the Hill. And it made me think about, like, what other ways can I drive impact? And doing this work is so fulfilling for me. When students text me, hey, I just closed on my house. I'm the first person in my family to buy a home. You know, those are the kinds of things that continue to push me forward. I'm actually in active labor right now. So I'm contracting. My son should be coming in a few hours or days. So thinking
what? You just buried the lead? Look, forget this HBCU stuff, which we love. Forget pipeline issues. We love them. But my sister, you are in active labor right now. First of all, congratulations. That's a blessing for you and your family. But most important, I'm going to lovingly say, get your behind off this TV. Get yourself to a bed or a hospital or ambulance or whatever will make you healthier than you're going to be on TV. We love you. And please let us know how that beautiful child is when he arrives a little bit later. We love you, Nicole. Thank you. All right, y'all. If you want to learn more about the application or HBCU 20 by 20, head over to their website. It's at the address that's on your screen. It's theapplication.org. My sister's having a baby right now. That's how good the show is. People say, I'm having a baby, but I need a minute. I got to finish doing the Grio with Mark Lamont Hill. That's how much they love us. That's how much we love y'all, too. Everybody stay here. We're going to talk about the inaugural HBCU versus right here at the Grio. Coming up with Hampton versus Howard. You don't want to miss it. Hey family, here on the Grio, you know we amplify black culture, and it is HBCU homecoming season, so we want to take black pride to the yard. If you think your HBCU has the dopest cheer squad, the sickest drum line, and the baddest majorettes, record a video of their performance and send it to us at the Grio. And you know we can't leave out Greek life. So fraternities, sororities, show us why nobody is messing with your chapter stroll or hop. And we gotta take a tour of the yard. So show us your school's best amenity, including the calf. Now here are the categories. Once your video is recorded, scan this QR code or click the link in the bio to upload the video directly to the Grio. Then tune in weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Grio with Mark Lamont Hill to see which schools made the cut. The top 2 submissions will go head-to-head in the HBCU versus. Then we'll let the social media streets decide. Welcome back to the Grio. It's about that time for the Grio's HBCU versus. And for the inaugural versus battle, I have to make it a battle of the HUs. We're going to put the Howard University Showtime Marching Band up against the Hampton University Marching Force. It's the battle of the HU bands with a focus on the baton twirlers. So we're going to play a clip from both bands, and you get to decide who you rock it with. First up, Showtime from Howard. I have to remain impartial, but they do sound real nice. And my wife is a Howard alum, so, you know, I ain't got no choice. But let's see what the Hampton Marching Force is sounding like. It's going to be a tough one. They both looking and sounding real good. And it's not my decision who wins this one, although I got my biases. We want the digital streets to decide who takes the crown for this HBCU versus. So go vote. You can go over to Grio's Instagram page, the Twitter page, or the Facebook page and sound off in the comments with who you think won this inaugural HBCU versus. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to upload your video for a chance to be featured in the next HBCU versus. Only on the Grio. Now, one of the categories in the Grio's HBCU versus is showing us the best amenity that your institution has to offer. Like, it could be the game room, might be the pool hall, might be the high-end rec center. It could be a lot of things. Most students' favorite amenity on campus, in fact, is probably the cafe. Well, Nicole Hutchinson with HBCU Go Sports is going to give us a look inside the cafe of one of the great HBCUs in the country, Bowie State University.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Cole in the Cab. I've heard so many good things about Bowie State's Cab from offensive coordinator Matt Goggins and Coach Doug. He said the food is fire, so I'm about to go ahead and check out if they're right. Hello, how are you? Can I have some chicken? And the potatoes and asparagus. All right, let's go for the asparagus. They might have did something here, y'all. Now I saw your plate is clean. The food gotta be good here, is it? Oh, yeah.
You would know he's a black woman that cook that. This is a good variety. I like definitely the fruit and stuff like that. I really like it, like salad bar. They have a lot of options.
Y'all, if you're not here, you need to get here.
You heard what she said. If you're headed to homecoming this season, be sure to drop by the school's caf. You will not regret it. And then your next stop has to be the football game. This weekend, the Grio will be at the Willard Bailey Classic in Richmond, Virginia. HBCU Go's play-by-play analyst, James Hadnot, has a preview of the matchup.
Last season was a momentous one for Fayetteville State, finally reaching the mountaintop after 4 straight trips to the summit. This year, the Broncos look to go back-to-back, but have a huge test in front of them in undefeated Virginia Union. The Panthers were poised to meet the Broncos in Salem last year, but after missing out on that chance, it lit another fire under the Union coming into 2023. This game is special for another reason, as the Panthers celebrate the coaching legacy of Willard Bailey, a legend with more than 230 coaching wins and 7 CIAA championships. This battle is a potential preview of the 2023 CIAA championship game. It's Fayetteville State and Virginia Union, and it's on HBCU Go, powered by the Grio.
Thanks, James. You can only watch that game right here on the Grio. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. Eastern. The Grio's sister network, HBCU Go, will have complete coverage of the Texas Southern at Grambling State game this weekend. To tune in, check your local listings or download the free HBCU Go mobile app. That's where you'll find complete coverage of the game. Now, we got you covered if you can't make it. If you're traveling to the game, meteorologist Lynette Charles is standing by at the Weather Channel. She's got good news for college football fans. Yo, Lynette, what's the word?
All right, Mark, yes, I have some good news and I have some bad news. Let's begin with the bad news so we can end on a good note. St. Augustine's University will head to Bowie State University for kickoff at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That will be in Bowie, Maryland. Now, this game is themed as Health Awareness Day and will mark the 8th meeting between St. Augustine's and Bowie State since 2002. The Bulldogs have a 5-2 all-time record against the Falcons. So with this game, yeah, we're going to be dealing with the rain and wind. This is courtesy of this coastal low that is going to continue to bring some action across the area. We'll see more of that for the Winston-Salem game as well. Now, we're also going to be watching for some changes down off towards the south there. Lows in the 90s, so it is going to be hot. But again, we are going to be rainy and cool for the Richmond game as well. We can see this right here. Temperatures in the 60s. Those winds at the northwest, 15 to 20 miles an hour. It is going to be a rough go of it, but the Tigers taking on the Tigers, it is going to be hot and it is going to be dry. Mark, back to you.
Thank you, Lynette. Next up on the Grio, why did you choose your HBCU? Hear directly from students and learn of another chance to be featured on the Grio right after this quick break. Welcome back to the Grio. Now, y'all might have noticed that I changed shirts. That's only because we are sharing the love today. So I want to send a special shout out and thank you to Black and Scholar for providing this shirt, which of course amplifies HBCUs. As you see, it says, attending my HBCU was the best decision I've ever made. You can also customize this shirt by adding the name of your HBCU to the shirt. Now, you can see the options. You can head over to blackandscholar.com and find out all the wonderful options that are there. We love to see people wearing their HBCU pride. We've been asking you to shout out your HBCU for a chance to get featured right here on the Grio. And as always, you responded. So now I'm going to pass the mic to Omari Rashid, a proud student at FAMU.
Greetings. I am Omari Rashid, a third-year psychology scholar from Chicago, Illinois. And yes, I love my HBCU. We always brag different. FAMU is the #1 public HBCU for 4 years in a row. FAMU is the most versatile university in the world, if you ask me. And I love it because it's unique to the South. You could come here, get a major or minor in anything that you like, study anything that you like with some of the best teachers in the world, at the best university in the world, and network with some of the greatest people to ever walk this earth. Alumni like Will Packer, Kay Michelle, Common, and more. That's why I love my HBCU, and that's why I'm going to continue to love and pour back into my HBCU for years and years to come. Let's go Rattlers.
Best of luck to you, Rashid, and everything that you do. Now, we want to know why the rest of y'all love your HBCU, so we want you to get in on the fun. Scan your QR code on your screen right now, you see it, and upload that video. You just might get featured right here on the Grio with me, Mark Lamont Hill. Stay here. Much more coming up after this quick break. All right, family, we have reached the end of the show, but before I let you go, this college football season, fans are watching Deion Sanders. Sanders left Jackson State in HBCU to head over to the Pac-12 and Colorado. He was one of only a few black head coaches hired by Football Bowl subdivision schools this season. Along with Ryan Walters at Purdue, you got Kenny Burns at Kent State. Out of the 133 FBS teams, 14 have black coaches this season, a drop from 15 last season. But let's talk a little bit more about Deion Sanders. After a 27-6 record in 3 years at Jackson State, an incredible record, by the way, Sanders says going to Colorado, which had a 1-11 season last year, was a way to open doors for more black coaches. Now, this is the same Deion Sanders who criticized the NFL for only drafting one player from an HBCU this year and talked about how black star athletes need to consider keeping their talents inside the black college community. So which is it? Do black people need more opportunities with white institutions, or do we need to promote and stick by our own? That's a question that we got to wrestle with, not just with Deion, but with all black coaches in the professional ranks. All right, family, you can get more content just like this on thegrio.com/HBCU. Or you can hover over the lifestyle tab and select HBCU to get nonstop HBCU content. You can also download the free Grio app to find unlimited content that amplifies black culture. It's available on all mobile devices. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Mark Lamont Hill. And tonight, we depart from the world's greatest city of Philadelphia, and I leave you with a look over the campus of Xavier University in New Orleans, Louisiana. It was founded in 1925, and it graduates some of the highest numbers of black pre-med students in the country. To celebrate its centennial, Xavier is looking to raise $500 million to be able to keep providing quality education and contributing to a diverse field of medical professionals. Go Team Gold. Love y'all. Good night.